off.
My video's off.
Like you're like kind of like green and can't really like you're frozen.
Off and back on.
There you go. But it looks kind of green. It looks kind of funny.
I know. I'm wearing a green shirt.
Oh, that's why. Never mind.
Duh.
I'm a
St.
dunce,
Patrick's Day, man.
I know.
Don't
My
make
bad.
me. Don't make me pinch you.
It's all good, man.
Oh man. So cool.
You ready?
Man. Yeah, man. We're live. We are live.
Awesome.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for joining in. Real quickly, make sure to send any questions, any thoughts in the chat as we go here. But again, we'll just kind of keep us informal here, keep it good. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, wearing the green, and wearing it safely. So I don't know how you wear it safely, but yeah. Man. So yeah, I saw the men's basketball team finally got to. They were actually practicing on the North Texas court.
Yeah, their
that was
court looks pretty good too.
I know. Yeah,
I was like, wow, I was kind of like that's pretty nice actually.
Yeah, no, it looking good so far, and then the women got to San Antonio. One of the things I saw that was actually really, really interesting was I think Indiana is the 8th seed, and the one of their assistant coaches is Ashley Williams, who used to be a women's basketball player for state.
Went to Green Hope.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's a chance. I mean, a decent chance that we could see them in the tournament, which that'd be really funny. I'm sure for Coach Moore to
an interesting storyline
coach
there.
against her. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm sure that's going to be talked about. If not, I know we're going to talk about it, no doubt. So yeah. So and for those of you guys too joining in, again, make sure that make sure that if you haven't already, make sure to follow us, subscribe to us, and also too, this live stream is sponsored by Medios. So make sure you guys haven't already. There still is time to enter for a $25 gift card giveaway. All you have to do is follow us on Twitter. You have to retweet the tweet that's pinned to our profile to enter the giveaway. And then make sure the third step is to subscribe to us on YouTube and just send us a screenshot and direct message it. My lovely wife over off screen will put you in for the giveaway. So yep, I see you in game. Yes, you're all entered, ready to rock and roll. So good deal.
Awesome.
Good deal. So
yeah, I'll say this too: if y'all ever get a chance and y'all are looking to go out to eat, I know everybody's like a lot of people are probably going out to eat. Well, that's good, one thing, but some of these ones on campus that don't have a lot of students there right now, they're particularly hurting. So if you got a chance to go out to any of those restaurants, go out and support them.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we ate at Groucho's on Sunday, and that was delicious. Their sauce is amazing. So make sure to check them out for sure, along with Backyard and the rest of them. Man, George, yeah, I mean, today's been a tough day, but the weather tomorrow is expecting to be pretty gnarly. So
I heard it's going to be pretty. Our neighbors are relatively elderly, and they're like, "Oh, you better get all your stuff off your porch," and kind of thing. I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks to be pretty bad. They're already, calling for hail and tornadoes and all that jazz. So make sure everybody stays safe, for sure. Anyway, but yeah. So all right. So one thing that we want to do today, and Macon doesn't even know about this either. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to watch some old NC State clips, whether it's calls, good calls, bad calls, whether it's favorite moments, things like that. I got 10 of them lined up. And so if you guys have any that you want to add in
from this year,
want us to check out. Well, no, period, from history. Yeah. So I mean, some of them go all the way back to, Russell Wilson era. Shoot. So it goes ways back. So yeah, we'll check these out. So here, let me share, and we can start watching here. And the first one here is particularly
I know
interesting.
This one already.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So this one, for those who don't know, was when
we were at that game.
We were, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it was, yeah. So from 2014, when State was playing in the play-in game against UNC. All right. And so basically the storyline of this game was top of the fifth. bases loaded, 1 out, down by 1. Trey Turner was on third, and Macon and I were behind home plate, like probably maybe 4 rows behind home plate. So anyway, he strikes out, right? And then let me get a okay, yeah.
If y'all were there at the game or watching the game, let us know, because that was one of the worst calls and for any sport that NC State's had in a long time.
Yeah, but it was so like watch, so the ump is literally looking away, and at this moment, literally Trey Turner's already heading towards third base. The UNC catcher is throwing the ball back, batter runs out of the way, and then literally, like, look, as Trey is about to get to the plate, the ump just finally realizes where this is going, and then
even then, he should have already seen the guy's hand, and the head and the glove were about 2 feet apart.
But I mean, you can literally see underneath his leg here that his whole arm is already touching the base. And again, he didn't even really see it. So again, I mean, in my opinion, the ump should have asked for more help, especially in that situation where that was a big game. Again, it was a play-in game. That was a tying run, and since he made that call, the inning ended. So I mean, God, that was a big call, and that was a tough call. And yeah, Trey goes crazy, and and then Avent does his thing. And then you see Rodon over there yelling. UNC all yeah. Avent, man, look at his. Avent's got some flow. Avent actually had some flow there.
We have instant replay or slow motion instant replay.
Yeah. Oh yes, no, he exactly. Yeah. So I see. I see Drew there. Yeah, typical UNC luck. Yeah, no kidding. But that's not news to us NC State fans. So cool. All right. So now the next clip is another one from 2013, Dorn's first year. This was a hype game, crazy game going into it with Taj Boyd, Sammy Watkins, all those guys coming to town. It was a big game, and State at that point had beaten Richmond on a last second field goal. So that was really a nail biter. And then we beat who was it? I think it was Louisiana Tech, the first game, right? So then we came into this game, and so
yeah, we barely won that game.
Yeah. So this one I point out just to it just is hilarious to me how, again, Clemson luck, how they all of a sudden, for somehow, some way, because basically for those fans who don't remember, so basically Clemson called a timeout as the ball was snapped. And so literally the refs were blowing it dead as Taj Boyd was throwing the ball. And so yeah, George, if you can't see it, maybe it might be better on if you join through Facebook or YouTube. Just a heads up. So anyway, so basically, as he was throwing again, if he would have thrown that ball and the play would have kept going, that was an easy pick six by Justin Burris. And then Coach Dorn loses it, because that's actually the second time that happened that game where the play got called dead during a play where it was a big momentum shift towards State. So yeah, that was one big point of the game, and then the other one.
Wait, go back to that. Go to the play. I want to make sure I see that again.
Yeah, I can't remember if they re-showed it or not.
They didn't.
No. Okay, so I'll go back. So yeah, so it's 3rd down and 3. First quarter, Clemson's only up by 3. So again, I mean, close game for the most part. And so yeah, so Justin Burris is lined up here all by himself. He's the wide receiver is going to do an out route. Justin Burris is going to jump it. Boom. And I mean, he would have been gone. So yeah, I mean,
that's so bad.
Yeah, that's and then so look at
the crazy thing is, how it's a bad call. Both teams were still playing.
Yeah.
If he really got off of the snap, then how did be let 22 other players get it wrong?
Yeah, no, exactly. So again, that's that Clemson luck again. They got that call, and then the other call, the other world famous call, world famous. I'm making you see what's coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, world famous. Oh yeah, and then Pete Thomas, baby, the now Louisville quarterback coach, elite. Yes, Brian Underwood tearing off out the outside.
I was just talking with my boss about this play the other day.
Ugh.
I want to see his foot again. If he was If he was out,
Yeah.
that was.
Well, again,
I don't know.
it's
wasn't.
such a well. No, I mean, again, it was such a close play, and again, because that would have been a huge momentum shift that we could have gotten that call because we've been up, and
Right.
and again, I know the fans were going crazy, and so again, I mean, I think that this is definitely one of those examples, and they're going to show it here. It's not that one; it's this next step. Nope, it's not that one. Where is it?
That's
Okay,
the point.
maybe
It's
that
where
one. Yeah,
it's
but
back.
anyway,
That's the point, Wayne.
either way, I mean, the fact that he didn't let it. Yeah, here we go. The fact that he didn't let it go.
Right
Right.
there.
Yeah, that one. Again, I mean, the one who called it is this ref back here, and he's looking through. I think this is Greenwich or Quentin Payton.
It's Greenwich.
Yeah. No, that's Quentin Payton, 88, not 86.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So really, the fact that he's calling this all the way back here through these guys from, let's see, 5, 10, 15 yards back, and call that. I mean, that's crazy. And then you're going to see him here. Once he goes through, he'll more than likely. He hasn't even called it dead yet. Then wait. Okay. Yeah. So wow. Okay. So Brian Endo was literally 20 yards downfield then when he called it dead, because it wasn't the front official, it wasn't the line official, it was the back official. So yeah. So that was a fun one. And then this one stood out to me because for those State fans who know, my wife and I, my wife went to University of South Carolina for her undergrad. And this game was particularly hilarious because the final score was 7-3. 7-3. Can you imagine a football game? A combined 10 points.
I can imagine. I don't know about that, but I can't imagine a score ending regulation 0-0. Virginia Tech, Wake Forest.
That's true. Oh my gosh, yes, that is so true.
Frank Beamer's iconic picture of him throwing his fists up in the air like he just won the biggest game of his life.
Yes, no kidding.
0-0.
And the best part of that game too, which a lot of State fans may not remember, is so Nyheim Hines, because he was between us and Wake Forest, because basically he was only going to go where his twin sister could go on scholarship as well, and us and Wake Forest were only two that were offering both of them. And that game, the Wake Forest Virginia Tech game, ended 0-0. He was taking his official visit during that game. So I remember Macon and I really laughing during that game, going, "Oh my gosh, we so got him." I mean, there's no way he's going to go to a team that literally just scored 0 points offensively in a game. So, yeah. So anyway, so this is one that particularly stood out to me because I was actually on the sidelines with my uncle during this game, and I was actually had a perfect view of this play.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen that play. I don't think I watched that game.
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, that was a crazy game.
Did they zoom in on that play? Did they go back and replay that?
They will. But the point I want to make here is, I mean, if I'm any other coach, I am losing my crap because that was a dangerous and obvious. So yeah, that
pleated khakis, man. Pleated
I know. And then the old throwback Adidas, the clean whites.
I think so. He was a trendsetter before Harbaugh is what it was.
Yeah, I would say so. Because I agree. Yeah, and because these belts too. Because I don't know if you State fans have ever seen these, but these are some sick.
We're actually breaking down our coach's attire.
Yeah, man, we are. Hey, it's a fashion statement in here. So anyway, but yeah, George. I mean, in today's era, it probably would have been an ejection. I agree with that. Yeah, it was a tough one to say the least. But now we'll so then let's see this one. So this one might ring.
Where are you going with this one?
Yeah, you know where you're going with this one.
Yeah.
So say again.
Is that Kendall Marshall?
I think so. Yeah. So this is Godfrey's first year.
That's the Kendall Marshall. Oh gosh, what's the guy's name? Harrison Barnes. What team? Who? John Henson and I can't remember the one guy.
Man,
I can't remember his name.
You have more information than I do. I would have never known that much.
I think that's the team. If it's that was arguably the best Carolina team they've had in a long time. Besides Well, I think that team was better than the
national
than
championship
the
game.
than the Page.
Wow.
I do, but
Yeah. So anyway, so this is one that I know that Macon and I have looked at for a long time. Because I truly feel that, especially now with today's day and age and literally flop city out there in NCAA basketball right now, this definitely would have been a call to charge, no doubt about it, not even close. And especially with, again, I mean, we're tied in the ACC semifinals in Greensboro, tied 67 all with less than 15 seconds left, and you watch this. So, and by the way, too, I do apologize for the not so great quality, but again, this was back in 2012.
can you go any closer, Leighton?
That's here. I could do
Oh,
this.
here we go. Well,
yeah, let's do this. Here, let's maybe bring it out. Here, I can even go full screen. Maybe try that. Is that bigger?
Can't see it now. I'll go back.
Should show it one more time. Not the best replay, but anyway, clear. Let's see if we can see it better one more time now. Yeah, I mean, clearly, I mean, just lower his shoulder in, and I mean, it wasn't even close.
Hey,
but,
can you go back to where you had it? Because I can't see the screen anymore. I don't think anybody else can either.
Okay, yeah. So let me. Are we there again?
George, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. And then, yeah, boom. So, yeah, fun call. And then there's good old got fired. So yeah, and we lost 69-67, lost by 2. So again, yeah, another fun one in our favor. But then we want to switch it around here. So George, hey, I mean, you let me know, man, and we can hook it up here.
We know a guy.
Yeah, we know a guy who knows a guy. So now we'll switch it to good stuff. So calls that win our way, okay? So this one here, I mean, so this wasn't necessarily a call, but I would say this is one that, I mean, there was something in our favor today, or for this game.
Are you sharing the screen? Because I can't see it.
Oh yeah, what happened? Sorry, guys. Let me pull it back up here. I must have. All right, let me know we can see it. No, hold on. Okay, I see what's going on. There we go.
Oh yeah,
gotcha.
there we go.
Now we're back. We're back. Cool. All right, so now let's restart this baby. So yeah, so ACC tournament, quarterfinals against Syracuse. This one we had Kat Barber. I think we had Lacey for this one. And up by
Vandenberg was in there.
Yep. Oh, yep. There he is. Yep. There's Vandenberg. And then I missed that.
If that dude had put that thing back in when he dunked that ball, that would have been nuts.
Hilarious.
I can't remember that one shooter for Syracuse's name. Not the
oh my gosh. Like, what is going on here?
That was 20 seconds of torture, and that was like, whoa.
Well, all basketball fans except for State fans were just like crying watching this. Like, what is going on here?
It's like I see Kyle Washington on the bench. I see that guy there. What was that guy's name? I forgot his name. Jimbe.
Yeah, you got BJ Anya, you got Ralston, you got
Washington. Yep.
You got
on the bench.
You got them all. Yep. So yeah, I mean, so for that to go our way, I mean, that is not something that typically goes our way. So and then Boeheim in Greensboro, his favorite spot. So
that was his first tournament, I think, too.
Really?
I think it was the first year.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, and then we got to do this one.
He was complaining. He was complaining about having to be in the tournament in the first place and play it in Greensboro. They had terrible food there, something to that effect.
Yep, that's right. So now we got to switch to this one, y'all. Got to bring up this one. Just from this year. I mean, again, still one of the most depressing moments, I think. For not State fans, obviously, because it worked out for us. But again, I mean, just you really felt for this quarterback because, I mean, he really did his best job to try and win this thing. But also, too, heck of a play by Peyton. I mean, look how far he is back. I mean, he literally in coverage, and then he just decides to audible himself and go after the quarterback and get him.
I mean, that was a great play. That was a great play.
Yeah, great play. Yes, and again, the Rex Culpepper play. Oh man,
And
then he spikes it. Just yeah, and again, I mean, we'll take the win, no doubt, because I mean we definitely did not play our best that game. So I mean, for us to win a
Look at the
game like
bench.
that,
Look at the Syracuse bench on the bottom
I know.
when he
Yeah,
did that. They're like, they
I think.
cannot believe he did that.
Yeah, what? Look at this. Like, oh my gosh. Oh man, poor guy. I mean, he's gonna remember that forever. Unfortunately, yeah. Look at the sideline, just bad. So, and if there's any other clips anybody's thinking of, please put them in the chat.
There's a ton we
More
can go
happy to
back
look
and
them
look
up.
at.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. So another one that went our way. And then this one. So for those, this is kind of a throwback game. This is 2012. So this was Don O'Brien's last year.
This is the year that we had
Us
Russell
playing in
Wilson. If we
Maryland.
had won the game, we would have gone to.
No,
It's not that one.
no, that was 2010. This is 2012.
Oh,
So
okay, my bad.
this is Glennon was there. This is Tom O'Brien's last year. And so for those who don't remember, so literally we kicked a field goal, took the lead. 2018 with 32 seconds left. Their first two quarterbacks were out with and they got hurt during the game. So they literally had to burn the red shirt for their third string quarterback to bring him in to try and win the game. And they literally drove all the way down the field. So this number 7 here, Row. Again, third stringer, they had to
Those
burn his red
jerseys
shirt that game.
are so ugly for Maryland too.
Yeah. And then this crap. I mean, literally got, okay, let's see, 13-yard line. And I mean, you were like, okay, here we go. We're about to lose this thing. Game over. 32-yard field goal.
I forgot about that. No, I do remember. I remember the score was 2018. I do remember that because he missed it.
Ping. Oh man. Yeah. So and for those who don't remember either for that game, so well, actually, sorry. One of the things I actually remember specifically with that game is that literally Debbie Yao was actually waiting at the locker room door, and if we would have lost that game, Tom Bryan probably would have gotten fired. Probably would have been fired right on the spot. Absolutely. I mean, again, how do you lose that game? How do you let him drive all the way down the field with a third string quarterback, all the way down the field, and to kick a field goal? I mean, and we would have lost that game. That would have been a terrible loss.
Yeah.
So then
she should have fired him. Well, she basically was going to fire him, but
yeah,
to be that bad against that team, I would have fired him right then and there anyways.
Yeah, probably.
You won, but that was terrible.
So now this one, we're going to switch a little bit here. So we're going to switch to wrestling, and I wanted to pull up this one just because, I mean, I'm a huge fan of wrestling and the Gwiz, and I mean, this guy was just an absolute beast. He was a 2-time national champion, should have been 3-time, lost his senior year on a match in overtime, but so basically to kind of set the situation for this. So basically, it was let's see, I think this was probably 2016. And so this was against, I think, number 4 Missouri, and we were number 5 or 6. And Gwiz had to get a bonus point win. So that means he had to win by either getting by winning by 15 points or more, or getting a pin in order to beat Missouri, as a team win. And I mean, this guy, didn't even have a chance. I mean, this poor guy. I mean, Gwiz just absolutely just took him. I mean, again, within seconds. Just bam.
Oh my gosh,
took him
that's awesome.
Within seconds, and then bonus points. Already getting near fall points there.
That's just humiliating.
Yeah, and then I mean, this is literally how it is the entire time. So again, I mean, that's 4 points right there. Just bam, just like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Maybe if there's, first of all, maybe more favorite wrestler for me in NC State history than the Gwiz. I mean, that guy was just a beast. He barely lost.
He's an all-timer.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, again, because he actually transferred. For those State fans who don't know either, he actually transferred in. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I mean, this guy is. And then look at that again. I mean, 2 Boom. Again, bam. I mean, just like that.
Speed out.
And I mean, and because this was back to when they were actually working on Reynolds, they were still upgrading Reynolds. Look at that, got a cradle. Look at that, and so they actually did this. I think it was on the fairgrounds, and so I mean, look, there's those State fans all around this mat. I
Yeah.
still remember how loud this was. And again, I mean, oh my gosh, I mean that poor
Oh,
kid.
this was in. Oh, you're right. This is what that was there. I remember that.
This was fairgrounds. Like he's going for a cradle again. Like I mean, just absolutely the worst day. And so he ended up winning by tech fall, and and we ended up winning that match. So that was a huge win for us for sure. And another kind of big win towards Pat Hopolizio's way. And this one to kind of end off with for me was
Oh,
just
dude.
kind of one of the
Okay.
creme de la cremes. I mean, this
I
this
was at
game.
this game. Okay, so
Yeah.
I remember about at this game. Was I was on in the student section. So I was so on the left side of the screen,
Mm-hmm.
middle of the student section, but kind of on the top end. Or so like
Yeah.
right where your mouse is, right about there is where I was.
Yeah.
And I remember when we went up by like 20 or something
Yep.
like that. I think it was right after we had those flurries of dunks.
Yep.
Um, I remember jumping on top of my seat, which was when you one of those nice seats,
Mm-hmm.
and on the armrest and walking across the armrest, freaking out. And I had
Mm-hmm.
one of these not the security guards, but like one of the PNC arena people come
Yep.
up there and he looked at me, he goes, "Sit your butt down." But he didn't say butt. It was like I was like, okay, fine with me, but it was so loud. And that game was the game where had Jay Billis and I can't remember the guy's name, but they
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't know. I see they said, I know we feel like we say this every other week, but this is like I don't think we've ever been anywhere louder. Is what they said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, no, just I mean, yeah. So yeah. I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I can't really think of a game that was more satisfying for state fans in terms of basketball than this. I mean, just there were so many big moments, including this one. I mean, yeah, I know the one you're talking about, where we had the flurry of dunks and UNC called a timeout, and I mean, just the roof just fell off of PNC Arena. But this
Right.
one for me is actually one that I think is more impressive to me. And I mean, just
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy this. Oh no, it loaded.
They're gonna do commercial. Right? Oh, I thought okay.
No, it had to load. Dunked on him, CJ boy. Ooh, man, that's so sick.
That guy's name that wasn't Stillman White, was it?
Who knows?
I don't think it
mean,
was. But I can't remember the guy's name. Just the guy, as soon as he gets done, he's like, dang it.
Oh yeah. I
You
mean,
just gotta take it.
so and heck of a pass by Lorenzo too.
Look
I
at
mean,
the timing. The timing of that. He sees the guy go over to defend the perimeter, and as soon as he leaves CJ, he just flicks it. I'm gonna say this too. Look, side note, that light bulb thing on the side, that is one of the coolest things. They need to do that for every big game, I think.
What is that? The light bulb? What light bulb?
The light bulb meter thing for the how loud it is in the PNC. Go back.
Was that on here?
Yeah, they brought that in that game.
Really? Oh,
Leave right there. Play it. Watch it. When they I remember. I think that's one of the coolest things we had. That's iconic to state.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So watch. They'll go show you in a second.
Oh yeah, look at
There.
that. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Didn't even. Man. Yeah. Because I know they put that in when obviously when the Reynolds renovation kind of went back online. So yeah, that was.
I will say this too. I remember. This is one of my favorite memories about my favorite game I think I've been to was this one, and obviously that's a really good one. But I remember being a student. I think that game was at 7:00.
Yep.
And you were not allowed to be. Apparently, students not allowed to be, or anybody's not allowed to be on the property for PNC Arena until 5 hours before the game starts. And I remember, I think it was freezing temperatures outside. It was like low 30s, upper 20s. And they had a pile of students. I'm going to say 100, 200 students already there. So I kind of pulled up late with, I think I was with some of my buddies, and we pulled up and we saw that we're just kind of staying there. And there's like maybe 2 or 3, security guards at the property line, which is basically on Trinity. And all these students are there, and Trinity's blocked off. So all the students are there, and these like 2 or 3 security guards against like 200 students. And 2 o'clock rolls around again. The game's at 7. You got to be on there 5 hours beforehand. 2 o'clock rolls around, and everybody kind of just like looking at each other, like it's 2 o'clock. What's happening? And then they kind of start inching forward. Everybody kind of starts doing this. So they start looking at each other, and then it is a mad dash, and students just start. They said like they just ignore the security and they just sprint all the way to the PNC Arena. That's a good little run for all-out sprinting from Trinity to the side door where the students go in for the PNC Arena in the cold weather. And I remember running, and I glad I did because I got my sideline seat. But it was waited 5 hours outside in the cold to get that ticket and that seat. So that was a good memory for me.
Yeah, Justin. I don't know if you happen to see the first episode of Tuffy Talk, but we were kind of no, maybe it was the second one. I can't remember, but basically where we talked about like our favorite moments. Yeah, no, it was the first one. And we were talking about what game was it? But the game where Macon said that he snuck in his brother into the game. So
yeah, that was
was Florida
the
State.
FSU game
Florida State
in
game.
2012. We beat them. They were number 3. My brother came in, and he was really young.
Right. Yeah,
that was awesome.
So no, completely agree with that. So kind of one of the things we wanted to get into was the NCAA tournament for women. So I was kind of taking a look at their at the bracket. So obviously, and actually too, before we get into that, let me do a reminder. So for those who haven't seen Amedio's, again, this live stream is sponsored by Amedio's Restaurant. So make sure for the first game, which is Sunday at 4 o'clock, Amedio's will be hosting the and you'll be able to see the game. And they're actually doing a special where they're actually doing a one large topping pizza and 6 wings for $16. So I mean, can't really beat that. I mean, that's good stuff. So make sure to tune in and be there. And actually, me and my wife will actually be there in our Tuffy Talk hats, so you'll be able to see us pretty clearly. So and then the other thing as well is they're actually doing their own giveaway. So make sure again, if you guys have already signed up for this giveaway that we're about to do here towards the end of this episode here for the $25 gift card to Medios, make sure to also do this one. It's also very simple. All you have to do is just go on their Twitter profile page and click retweet on that specific tweet, and then you're entered. It's really that simple. So make sure to do that as well. So kind of reviewing the brackets. So first of all, again, we played North Carolina A&T, and then we go against either South Florida or Washington State. But so again, the interesting thing that I was mentioning earlier is that Indiana is number 4 seed, and they're in our side of the bracket. So again, for those who joined later, Ashley Williams, who's a former NC State basketball player, now coaches as an assistant coach for Indiana. So how interesting would that be to play against them for Westmore to coach against Ashley Williams? I think that'd be fascinating to say the least. And so we would actually play them in the Sweet 16 if that were to happen, if they did make it that far. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough bracket because for those state fans who don't know either, so Texas A&M is number 2, is the second seed, right? And they're in our bracket. So because we were actually, I guess they called it, we're the 4th overall seed. So that means we basically were either the first number 1 seed or the last number 1 seed or the first second seed, however you want to say it. So either way, we would probably have to play Texas A&M, right? So anyway, so now we have to play Texas A&M in order to get in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four, and then we'd have to play UConn. So I mean, again, tough. I mean, matchup, but again, is it doable? Absolutely. And again, all we've been asking for is getting respect, and so I mean, here we go. With the perfect opportunity to get respect. Beat Texas A&M, that a lot of people really view as a national title contender. Because I'm sure you guys saw too on Twitter, they actually put NC State as having the 5th best chance to win a national title. 5th best chance. And
really?
I think, yeah, they had Baylor, Texas A&M, UConn, Stanford, if I'm not mistaken, ahead of us. And then us 5th. And yeah, so I mean, again, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we still have to win the same amount of games, whether our 1 seed or a 16 seed. We still have to win the same number of games as anybody else. So it's
If we
fine if
don't
you don't
make
want
it,
to respect.
what do you, and we had talked this conversation earlier, but I think to me,
Mhm.
anything less than Elite Eight is an extreme disappointment.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Yeah. No. Again,
I think Elite Eight is like, okay, you made the Elite Eight,
yeah. No.
so you're one of
But
the top 8 teams in the country.
yeah.
Okay,
But again,
that's really good, but you can do so much more.
yeah. No. Well, and again, for the matter of the fact that again we're trying to gain respect. Again, I mean, I think that uh, again, I think that if we are really trying to prove ourselves, as not only being an elite program overall, because again, I mean, I think that that's one of the things that Wes has always kind of been saying in terms of that. Yeah, we're not really getting the respect yet as like a UConn or a Stanford or a South
Right.
Carolina. But I mean, we're heading that direction, and because again, I mean, I don't think anybody can disagree. And I know from watching some of the ACC women's basketball coverage that I mean, even those girls are saying, yeah, NC State's a 1 seed. It's not even a question. But yet, apparently, it was a question. It was actually very close. Heck, I mean, I think a lot of State fans are actually kind of shocked kind of that we got a 1 seed because it really did seem like more likely we were going to fall into that 2 seed,
Right.
which is still crazy to think about. But I mean, that seemed like the more likely possibility.
Well, I think it's because I think state fans they've been hearing the whole season that you're probably not a 1 seed.
Mhm.
You won on the road against South Carolina. You won on the road against Louisville, but then you drop one to UNC, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, you're just never going to be good enough, NC State kind of thing. And
Yep.
just
Yeah.
I think also too, I think state fans have in their mind that we're just not good enough in some ways. Like in the back of their mind, like we're not that blue blood, if you will, which I even can't say that. I've heard someone describe it as a new blood. I like that one a little bit.
New blood. I like
The new
that.
blood.
That sounds better. Yeah. So, and again, like another thing as well is that, I think that you guys saw that the AP All American teams came out and Alyssa Kunane got second team. And then Jakia Brown Turner got honorable mention. So again, I
So
mean,
hold on. So who was the better center than her?
I tried to actually look it up. I couldn't even find it.
I'm gonna look it up
But
right now.
yeah,
That
I mean,
makes me mad.
go and find it. Yeah, no, again, it's you know, I think again, at the end of the day, the key narrative is then day we know as state fans that we're not going to be respected. I mean, even though we may have a great team, we're not going to get respected. But that's okay. Again, that I think that's why we're state fans, right? I mean, we love, okay, yeah, we're down here to UNC and Duke. We're down here to all these other guys. That's okay. We'll prove it where it matters on the field, right? Or on the court or wherever. So yeah, I mean that's the narrative for state fans. So yeah, so while you look that up, Macon, yeah, I know that one of the big things that's going on is tomorrow. Men's basketball plays in the first game against Davidson in NIT. We're put as a 3 seed, if I'm not mistaken, again, and Davidson's a 2 seed. So I mean, big game there, and I mean, I think it really stood out. I'm sure you guys saw in the Keats interview that Keats actually said that he basically asked Braxton Beverly, Funderburk, and I think it was Bates or somebody else, if they wanted to play in
Seniors
it.
essentially.
Yeah, but I mean, for some reason, I thought I remember seeing Bates, but obviously, I think he only talked to Funderburk and Beverly because Daniels isn't playing anyway. So I'm sure he's probably not even traveling, probably all the
Wait
way
a
there.
minute. Hold on. You
But
said Elisa Cunane wasn't. Because I see here that she is the first team.
I mean, that's how because if you actually go to women's state women's basketball, they the Twitter page, that's what they actually announced today.
Wow.
So I mean, it
Okay,
came
well,
from
I'm
them
looking on
themselves.
ESPN, but that's what they
Well,
said. That's what they said.
well, and again, there's all kinds of. I mean, there's SI teams, there's ESPN teams, there's AP teams. It's all opinions. That's why at the end of the day, again, it really doesn't matter too much. I mean, for the most part, again, it's not going to be
Yeah,
consistent.
second
So,
team. That's
you know,
ridiculous.
anyway, again, but again, I think everybody knows that Reina Perez is in the NC State history books forever. I mean, again, I mean, we're going to be talking about that moment for years to come. Seriously, I mean, that shot was so clutch and so great. It's not even funny.
What? How about Kiera Leslie and Ace Koenig teaming up again?
That's right. Yeah, for those
Everybody
State
know?
fans that don't know,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Well, no, so yeah, for those State fans who don't know, Ace Koenig got signed to a training squad or basically a training camp contract with the Washington Mystics, which is where Kiera Leslie is right now. So I mean, yeah, they'll be able to play together because I know that was one of the things that we had talked about during our last episode, so last week's episode, when we did an interview with her about how right now she's one of the only WNBA players that are from state, but we definitely see a huge pipeline coming up with of state women's basketball players, and hopefully Ace Koenig would finally get the respect that she deserves and goes to play in the WNBA. And I mean, it definitely, again, it's not necessarily that she's like signed in for the full contract. It's basically like basically she's getting invited to training camp per se. So it's an opportunity. It's not necessarily a locked in stone, but I mean, it's a good sign. Let's put it that way. It's a good sign. So hopefully she impresses and does her thing and hits those threes and makes that squad. That'd be awesome. And but I mean, Alyssa Cunane, because that's one of my questions. I'm curious what you State fans think is. Do you think Alyssa Cunane sticks around after the season? She's a
No,
junior.
she shouldn't.
She's a
shouldn't.
junior. She's a
I
junior.
know,
so, I
but can
mean,
you do any better right now than what she? I mean, let's put it this way. Let me phrase it. If she wins the national championship, do you think she comes back?
that's what I was going to say. If we win a national championship, I think she goes. If we don't, I think she looks at it as that we have unfinished business, especially since we get a lot of our team back next season. So, that was kind of the idea for me. And again, State fans, please make sure to chat, comment in. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about that.
So if she doesn't, if they don't win a championship, you
I think
she
comes back. I think she comes back.
Okay.
Just because of the fact
I don't know, that'd be awesome.
Well, because we're that close. I mean, seriously. I mean, there's not a shadow of a doubt to anybody who's actually watched this team. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that we have what it takes to win a national title right now. We are there. So I mean, and especially because of the fact. I mean, so again, this is the highest. This is the first time that we've ever been a 1 seed, in the NCAA tournament, and so I mean, again, I think that she's right. I mean, I think that we're right there. Again, I mean, to really set it in the book so that this is a program-changing era for NC State women's basketball.
They've already cashed in on the ACC tournament 2 in a row. That's a big statement.
Yep.
Now they need to go and do something about it in the NCAA.
Absolutely. So I see you, Justin. Yeah, Will Wilson, Patrick Bailey got sent to MLB camp. Yeah, I mean, I guess Patrick Bailey, Will Wilson. Yeah, so because I actually saw Will Wilson, he's actually been very impressive during spring training. And then I've actually haven't seen much about Patrick Bailey. I need to look him up a little bit more, and see him. But yeah, I have seen Will Wilson's been very impressive in the Giants camp. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And also to make sure to shout out to Trey Turner, now a father. Crazy to think about. It makes me feel so old.
It was just yesterday.
Yeah, it was. I know, right? That was just yesterday. He was stealing all our bases and being like 5 feet away from taking us to a win against UCLA. I mean, for those State fans who remember, basically when we went to the College World Series with Trey Turner. We won the first game against Carolina, and then we played UCLA, who ended up winning it all that year, if I'm not mistaken. And we were down, and Trey Turner hit this ball, and I mean, he right when he hit it, he was already finger up in the air. He was like, "Yeah, that's gone." And of course, again, for those State fans who don't know, again, this is like an MLB size stadium, and so I mean, for like NC State Stadium, it would have been a home run, but he literally was like 5 feet short from getting it over. And oh my God, that was, I mean, because again, all State fans look at Trey Turner going, yeah, and you go, oh my gosh, he did. And then, oh man.
Right.
So, but yeah, and because I actually haven't heard much really about Carlos Rodon, but I know that he's still hanging around with the White Sox either. So we'll have to make sure to keep an eye on them as well. Um, yeah, and I see you in game in terms of NCAA has quite the history. I mean, hey, one of the things is, especially like you look at Coastal Carolina, when we played them in the regionals, and we ended up losing to them. Which, by the way, I mean, if that wasn't one of the most craziest regionals ever,
Oh
in
yeah,
I mean, the fact that first of all, I mean, you see the world famous Elliot Avon spin move on that awful uh, ball call
the B
that.
button.
Yeah, and then he ends up spin cycling it and getting ejected, and then we end up killing Coastal Carolina that game, and then we end up playing in an absolute rainstorm. And still, one of the things that bugs me to this day, because me and my parents were one of the few fans that were still at that game when it was literally the last game. So again, winner of that game wins the regionals.
Didn't they finish at like midnight or 1?
It was close, and it was literally pouring down. Oh, got to bring it up, Justin. I mean, seriously. Well, because again, the fact that, again, I think that honestly, that was another example of where we got screwed, where basically because we were up by, if I'm not mistaken, two or three, and they basically waited until the bases were loaded. Because again, I mean, it was in the pouring rain, so I mean, tough enough to throw the ball as it was, and they literally waited until they loaded the bases, and then they called the game. And then they said we're
I
gonna
remember
call it
that.
and delay it until
That was
tomorrow.
such baloney, man.
And I still remember Kisner, because I think it was Andrew Kisner was the catcher, turning around to the ump and absolutely unloading on the ump, like basically saying how much bogus it was. That literally they waited until the bases were loaded with
That's
zero
when you choose
outs,
to call the game, kind of
and
thing.
then you call it. It's like, really? You didn't call it 3 batters ago? Like it was pouring just as much then as it is now. So anyway, and then yeah, we end up losing the next game. But again, I mean, hey, look what Coastal did in terms of they swept LSU in the super regionals. They, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, won every game in the College World Series, but then they ended up winning the national championship. I mean, they were a heck of a team.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that honestly we gave them the best run for their money the entire season. And it's still hilarious to me they were a 2 seed. I mean, seriously, that team was so good. It was insane. The Coastal team. So again, hey, if you're going to lose, at least lose to a team that wins it all. I know that's not really much of a second place trophy or anything like that, because in the day it sucks to lose. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things that hey, if you're going to lose, at least lose to the best team. So, but yeah, so baseball, and I know that. I know it sucks for a lot of state fans right now with baseball still having COVID issues, and we're still trying to find our way back. So, but again, hopefully when they do come back, they're refreshed, the bullpen's figured out here, and we can, start winning some games here. I mean, again, it was a great thing to see us, win the first game against Miami. But then, we didn't obviously couldn't win the other 2 games as well.
I think I'd be curious to know what if people had to pick to get one game back in any sport.
In
what
history?
Game would that be? No. Okay, in the last decade. Let's go last decade. Be fair.
Like in terms of like an opportunity to have to replay that game. Or.
If I don't know, I'm gonna say just more like if we were just like if there was like 1 or 2 plays away, could have gone the other direction. Which one would you have rather had back? Like you showed all those plays like along the AC tournament against Carolina with Trey Turner. I think we were leading that game, and yeah, Wofford Men's Buzzberry. Oh, I remember that game. That's a good call. That was a good one. So you would rather have not picked one game, not lost to Wofford.
Well,
I'm still picking the Bambard kick. There's nothing that beats that for me.
But he brought it up.
That's the only that one's got to be number 1. But the Wofford one's a good one. People forget about that. That was in Reynolds too.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, for me, yeah. I mean that Clemson. I mean, just yeah. Ugh, God.
Yep.
But yeah. I mean, it still is frustrating that we didn't. We couldn't win again because especially when you play in Reynolds, like those games in Reynolds, those are games we're supposed to win. But yeah, I mean that was a tough one. So, I see you, Justin. Yeah, the UCLA, that game that I just mentioned, that was
College World Series with Rodon and
a good one.
Turner and
And
Austin.
then UNC ACC tournament game 14. Which one is that? Like, are you talking this year, Justin? Which game are we talking about here? Well, I'm assuming since it's you, Justin, you're talking baseball. So maybe that's the Trey Turner one. I can't really remember. But yeah.
What year was that UNC AC tournament game? I'm blanking on that one.
Yeah. And by the way, for all state fans, remember dilly. So yeah, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. All right. So we're getting close here. So again, if anybody is close to or trying to enter right now in the giveaway, make sure to do it. We only got like 2 minutes here, and then we're gonna draw.
Okay.
So make sure
Trey Turner game for Chapel Hill. There you go.
Yeah. But again, see, the issue with that one is that was a play-in game. It's yeah, I mean, we would have beaten Carolina, which is great, but it's not like it now. Okay, now you want to talk about one game wish we had back. That was the 2013, 2012, when it was the ACC baseball tournament semis at Durham Bulls, and it went to like 18 innings. And there was one point where the bases were loaded, 2 outs, full count, and we were at the plate, bottom of whatever inning it was, and it was a clear ball. I mean, just clear as day. I think it was a curveball or a slider, just way out of the territory and way out of the strike zone territory. And our guy swung the bat, and it was clear that when he swung it, he was basically just like swinging to make contact because he swung through and literally fell down as he was hitting the ball. And oh my god, I still remember to this day watching that game going, are you serious? Like, that was a clear as day ball, and all he had to do was literally stand there with a bat on his shoulder, and we would have won that game, and we would have gone to the finals and probably would have won that.
Yeah, Justin, you mentioned the 2013 18 innings game. I remember staying up with my brother and watching that game and thinking, like,
that's
honestly, is it even worth it anymore to stay up?
That's the game I was watching, and because for those,
I remember that game.
Those that don't know too. So my wife growing up, she was a big UNC fan because her father went to UNC, and so when we got married, I pretty much told her, hey, I mean, I'm not going to become a UNC fan, so either we're going to become split forever, or she's going to have to figure it out. And it kind of helped that when she applied to PT school, that she didn't get in to UNC. So thanks, UNC, appreciate that. So what's that? Yeah, shout out to UNC for the decline. Anyway, but so for that, at that point, again, she was a UNC fan, I was a state fan. So I bought tickets to the finals, and we pretty much said whoever wins, we'd go to the finals, and then we would both have to cheer for that team that makes it. Well, so again, I really did expect that we were going to win that game, and she was going to wear state stuff. She's going to be like, ooh, this red looks really good on me, and she'd become a state fan. But of course, no. We decided to swing at that terrible ball, and we lost. So
hold on. I'm going to make a comment. Justin, you stayed up. You were at the game till 3:30. Mm-hmm. If you were, that's awesome. If you were, that's awesome.
A lot of fans were. It was actually surprising.
I know. That was at the Durham Bulls Park. Is that right?
Yeah, Durham Bulls. Which still is, in my opinion, just like Greensboro being the home for ACC basketball, Durham Bulls should be the home for baseball, period. Oh. I mean, hands down, not even close. Like they did.
I don't mind it being at the Grasshopper Stadium in Greensboro because I don't mind it being there. But the Durham Bulls is so much nicer.
Well, and again, I think it has the most opportunity for fans to come. Because I remember a couple of years ago, they had it at the Louisville Bat Stadium. Which is the minor league team in Louisville. And again, it was only like for Louisville games, sold out. But for every other game, nobody there. So, I mean, again, it's just like, around here, there's a ton of ACC teams. And again, Wake Forest is good. Duke is good. Carolina's good in baseball.
I know these teams. Yeah, and I know these teams that are like north, like Syracuse and Notre Dame, and the teams that are south, like Miami and Florida State.
Syracuse doesn't even have a baseball team.
I actually, you know what? I never actually realized that. That's
me either. I just thought that myself. So,
my whole point is to say that those teams are probably like, well, Greensboro always caters to the Tobacco Road schools, and it's not fair that. But one thing is like, yeah, but we kind of established the ACC, and it's in the middle, anyways. So
the history of the ACC is definitely on Tobacco Road. Period. I mean, you can't argue that. So, and again, because again, the issue is that if you go to Syracuse, if you go like down to wherever, I mean, again, it's not going to bring as many fans. So that's pretty much straightforward. So, yeah, sound of the ball hitting the roof. Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah. That one's a hurt one. So, yeah, because of rain. Yeah, that's true. All right, so we are, I think, ready to draw for the giveaway for the second gift card. So that being said, I'm gonna call my lovely wife over here, and I'm gonna and she's got the hat full of all the entries. Thank you all again for entering, and also too for a shout out on the hat. So this is actually a hat which I actually had from 2009, and Russell Wilson actually signed this one. So yeah, so
Nice.
Russell Wilson, 1 Corinthians, and then on the back you got Willie Young over here, and then number 39. I don't even know who number 39 was.
And then some random guy, number 39.
I don't even remember. But so
Later,
we'll
Justin.
get my lovely wife to pick out the hat. Let me shake them up. Don't look. All right. All right. So our winner is Eli Russell 5252. So congratulations, Eli, if you're on here. Congratulations to all those others who entered. Thank you again for entering. We will be doing more giveaways that will probably have the same exact format. So again, I mean, pretty much for you guys who've already entered, basically all you do is we'll just have to basically just retweet when we do the giveaway. So it's very simple for you guys. And hopefully we'll get to everybody who's entered. You'll have a chance to win something. So make sure to stick around. Thank you all for the support. So just make sure, if you guys haven't already, to check out our content on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to us. We really do appreciate the support. That's really the biggest way to support us would be to subscribing to us on YouTube and following us on Twitter if you haven't already. And then also check us out like on Facebook, on Instagram. We're on there as well at Tuffy Talk Now. And then as a reminder as well, make sure that to check us out. Me and my wife again will be there on Sunday for the women's basketball game at 4:00 against North Carolina A&T. So make sure to be there and enjoy a great meal and some great company and a great game. And again, make sure to support the local restaurants, guys. They definitely need us right now due to COVID. So please make sure to support them as well. But thank you all so much again for tuning in. Really do appreciate your support. And we'll be seeing you guys here real soon, and enjoy all this content. Thank you so much. And yeah, you got there Tuffy Talk hats, $30. So all right, guys. Well, thank you all so much again. Have a great night and stay safe, and always go Pack, y'all.
Back. See y'all.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.